back in the forest to do another outdoor apparel review. This time it's another classic. It's the North Face McMurdo Parka, which has been around for quite a few years now. But if you haven't got one and you're wondering about getting one, then what is a McMurdo Parka? The first thing to say about the McMurdo is it's probably not an outdoor activity bit of kit. It's limited in its uses. That's not to say it's not a fantastic coat. I mean, it's really well made. It'll last a lifetime, literally in my case, I think. And it's super warm. The manufacturers reckon it goes down to -20, which here in North Wales or in the UK generally, we're not going to get down there very often. But that suggests that it does have limitations because it's very much a winter coat. You couldn't wear this in summer, even autumn, spring, you'd be pushing it. It's a super warm coat, and to that extent, you're quite limited in what you're going to use it for. For example, if you're hill walking up a mountain with a big heavy rucksack, you wouldn't want to be wearing this because you'd absolutely melt. You get super hot. Obviously you couldn't wear it. You look a bit silly wearing it for mountain biking or something. You couldn't wear it for winter climbing. You couldn't wear it for snowboarding, skiing, although somebody might comment, well, I wear mine for snowboarding. But generally it's too warm, which is a strange thing to say for a coat, but it's, in a way, it's the fact that it's so well insulated with goose down feathers that it's actually too warm to use in a lot of occasions. I have worn it in some winter conditions for winter walking locally in the hills. I'll link to that at the end of this video. But generally, if you go in for a proper mountain walk with a big rucksack, you'll be absolutely roasting. So what would you use it for? Well, say you're a landscape photographer, you spend a lot of time in the hills setting up your tripod, framing shots, or you do a job in the outdoors where you're standing around a lot. If you're marshalling an event, or just going to the shops, or even a football match where you're going to be a couple of hours on the terraces or or sitting down, and you're going to need to keep warm for a couple of hours, then it'll certainly come into its own. But as an activity garment, limited, and it's a lot of money. The average one, this is about £300. The waterproof version, which I was looking today on Cotswold, which is a UK outdoor retailer, £400. So you got to ask yourself, do I want to spend £300 or £400 on a winter coat? Well, depending on your lifestyle, you might. Certainly if you live in Scandinavia or Alaska or somewhere where it's a lot colder than the UK, you'll definitely have a good use for it. You'll find several uses for it. But in the UK, it's a bit hit and miss. But as again, go back to saying what I've just said, it's a fantastic warm coat. So let's talk about the hood first of all. The hood is a clip-on hood, and it uses faux fur or fake fur, which is actually a big plus, because take a manufacturer like Canada Goose, who make those really expensive £1,000 yuppie parkas. They suck as a company. Their standards of animal welfare are appalling. They use coyote fur to line their hoods. They crush geese for their feathers. I mean, you go online and put Canada Goose animal welfare and see what comes up, and you'll see some pretty horrific photographs. So if you're like me and you love animals and you're into animal welfare, then please don't buy a Canada Goose parka, because they absolutely suck. After saying that, North Face are a good eco firm. Tom Keyes, who founded the company, he died a few years ago in a canoeing accident. He was a great friend of Yvon Chouinard, who founded Patagonia. Together they've bought thousands of, well actually I think it might be millions of acres of wild wilderness areas in Chile to create a national park and animal wildlife sanctuary. So North Face Patagonia, get a big thumbs up from me. Thumbs down for Canada Goose, a big thumbs down. If you want to find out more about Doug Tomkes and Yvonne Chouinard, have a look at there's a film called 180 Degrees North on Netflix. I think it might be on YouTube as well, although the YouTube version, the sound is really out of sync. But you have a look at 180 Degrees North, and it's a fantastic film about when Chouinard and Tomkes, as young men, went in a van from America down to Chile, climbing and surfing on the way. These young guys recreate that trip. There's lots of interviews with Doug Tomkes and Yvonne Chouinard, so check that out. It's a real eye-opener, and it'll make you appreciate what good company North Face and Patagonia are. Yeah, the Goose Down applies animal welfare standards. Unlike a lot of manufacturers, if you own, say, a cheap down jacket from Decathlon or Sports Direct or somewhere, well, it'll be Chinese made, and the down will not use those animal welfare standards. China has 0 animal welfare standards, as you know. If you buy a cheap Chinese down jacket from Decathlon or Sports Direct or somewhere, then the animal standards, well, I shudder to think what animal standards they use to make them. But yeah, to get back to this jacket, pockets galore. I like these pockets because I often walk, if I'm not vlogging, in this position. Big pockets here with side entry as well. There's inner pockets. I mean, there's more pockets that you can shake a stick at, so you're not going to go short of pockets. I mentioned the hood. It's a clip-on hood. You can zip it right up. And that's about it. So you got to ask yourself, if you're thinking of getting a McMurdo Parka, do I want to spend £300 plus on an expensive coat? Do I have a use for it? Is my lifestyle, does it lend itself to wearing one of these expensive and very warm coats? As I say, you buy one and it will last you a lifetime, but you might find, depending on where you live, you might find it a bit limited in the days that you're going to use it. To be honest, I don't wear this a lot. In winter I wear like I'm knocking about. I wear my Patagonia Retro X fleece a lot, probably more than anything. I wear a duvet, a jacket, down jacket. I've actually got an old flying jacket which I wear as well, not for the outdoors. But it's not a coat that I wear every day in winter, certainly, because often, I don't know whether it's climate change, but at one time in Wales, you guarantee we get lots of snow and freezing temperatures, but these days, for the last month, it's been mostly rain and wind, so not ideal conditions. The conditions don't really lend themselves to wearing a really warm and quite heavy coat. So do you need to spend £300 or £400 on the McMurdo Parka? Does your lifestyle lend itself to a warm coat like this, a super warm coat, or would it have limited use? You decide. If you live in cold parts of the world, you probably would appreciate a coat like this. If you're here in the UK, even North Wales, uplands where I am now, and it's snow on the ground and it's 0 and warm as toast, by the way, and it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 at the moment, so it's quite cold, but really warm. So I hope that helps you if in your decision, if you are thinking of getting a McMurdo. I mean, it's a great coat, it'll last you a lifetime. You might find you don't need a very warm coat. It depends on your lifestyle. So there you go. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.